just really appreciate you all being here. This is obviously our first ever virtual school spirit happy hour, and I appreciate everyone being sort of game to try this out. Um, we've had a couple other virtual offerings, and yesterday we did a lunch with Aaron Montgomery, which was fantastic, and he's a wonderful speaker. That was an event we did tape, and we will be posting that at our website probably next week. We just have to kind of download that and get that ready. And then this morning, we did have a wonderful tour of the riverfront area, thanks to the Detroit Experience Factory. They did a great job. They have a number of other tours and things like that, and they were great. They were really wonderful. So we've done our housekeeping, and basically, just so you know, aside from me, we will be hearing from Development and Alumni Relations Director Cressy Boggs and Head of School Bart Bronk. We're going to do a short video of how we've managed the challenges of this past year. And once that's done, we will hand out a few school spirit awards for those who maybe managed to wear their school spirit. This is my Guffus jacket I've got on. And then finally, after that, we will break into our Zoom rooms by reunion class. So let me get started with a few quick alumni announcements. The first one is that last week, Georgia Shreve, who's 65 Guppus, is our 2021 Alumni Arts Hall of Fame recipient. She's a noted multimedia composer, fiction writer, playwright, and poet who holds advanced degrees from Stanford, Brown, Columbia, and the University of Pennsylvania. We established this award a few years ago to celebrate alumni who've made lasting and meaningful contributions to the arts. She joins other awardees, including Julie Harris, Gilda Radner, Mitch McCabe, Sibel Kodish, Josh Moulton, and Leonard Sullivan. And her big display board, which you can see here in this slide, will go up on our sort of wall of fame in the arts wing. For more information about Georgia, she's got a pretty good website. It's georgiashreve.com. So the second announcement is that we were lucky enough earlier this week to hear from Latia Howard Youngfountain. She's just a young gal, class of 03, and she was our 2021 Ring and Founders Day speaker. She shared knowledge, advice, and life lessons to seniors and juniors at our 2021 Ring and Founders Day ceremony. She's a sales manager at LinkedIn Learning, and she's an analytical and client-focused commercial leader with over 14 years of experience. She encouraged our students to be selfless and to share their wisdom, and to also act against injustice and use their privilege to improve the lives of others. She's a graduate of Northwestern University and Northwestern's Kellogg School of Business, and she and her husband and their family live in Chicago. So third, yesterday we were lucky enough to hear from Aaron Montgomery. He's class of 96. Was our basically featured speaker this year. He is the founder of a company called Carlots, that's L-O-T-Z on the NASDAQ. He's an innovative leader and entrepreneur with nearly 20 years of experience in strategy, operations, sales, and talent management. Aaron also authored a book called Suspend Your Disbelief, which is a book of short stories that are long on wisdom. Additionally, he and his wife announced yesterday that they are making a $25,000 gift to ULS in honor of his 25th reunion. And this money will go to support the 4A Alumni Fund, which provides financial support for our African-American scholarship students for all the unexpected extras that pop up during the course of a normal school year. His generous gift will help us grow this resource so it can be used for even bigger things like abroad trips and other opportunities that may be financially out of reach for many of our scholarship students. He's a member of the ULS class of 96. He attended Harvard, and he, his wife, Namisha, and their daughter, Dia, live in Virginia. And he has a website too, aaronmontgomery.com, and it's really interesting and tells all about the book, and you could order it there as well. Now, last but not least, Jane Rye Renaud was supposed to be on the call tonight. I talked to her just about an hour or two ago, and she decided that she just didn't want to try to handle Zoom. She is a member of the Liggett School class of 1941. So she's on her 80th high school reunion. She's also faculty emeritus, and she's parent of alum. And her sons, John and Kirk, I think I saw John, I know I talked to Kirk, are both on this call celebrating their reunions as well. And we're sorry that she couldn't be here, but I totally understand. But we just wanted to give her a shout out because an 80 high school reunion is a pretty big one. So yay, Rye. She's been a big part of our school for a long time, and we wish she could be in person, but hopefully when we can gather again, we can get her to a cocktail party on campus. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Cressy Boggs. She's the Development and Alumni Relations Director here at University Liggett School, and take it away, Cressy.
Thanks, Katie. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to give you a quick update on our reunion giving goal. As you can see by the slide, we have exceeded our goal of $175,000, which supports operations at the school. If you have not had a chance to make a gift in honor of your reunion, please know that there is still time. I hope that you'll consider doing so. In the weeks to come. I know that we reached our goal for this weekend of 175,000, but we are still in need of donations to wrap up this incredibly unique school year that we've had. And our ultimate goal for the year is 1.5 million. So we hope that you will consider making a gift. And I just wanted to share with you one initiative that we are doing. It's happening right now. You should have actually received an email, and you'll receive some other communication about it as well. But I thought that it might be nice to talk about it tonight at Alumni Weekend. It is the Glenn Conley initiative to name the baseball dugout in his memory and in his honor. Many of you probably knew Glenn, whether as a Guppus classmate, where he was an athletic standout, or later he taught in the lower school. He may have coached your children at University Liggett School. During his teenage years is really when his leadership took shape. He played baseball, he ran track, he was one of the best football players in the history of ULS, and he was actually inducted into the 2017 Hall of Fame. He passed away in October of this past year, and we're honoring him, like I said, by naming the dugout in his memory. This is a $100,000 naming opportunity, and we will officially kick it off on the Friday of Memorial Day weekend on May 28th at 5 p.m. here on campus. If you live local, we will be having a ceremony before the game between Liggett and University Liggett School and Grosse Pointe South. It is our first Glenn Conley Invitational. So we just decided that would be the best time to kick off this initiative. We know that our fundraising goal for this is lofty, but we believe that we can do it because he touched so many people in so many different ways. Like I said, you received information. You don't have to write down this website. You'll receive other information, but I hope if he touched you in some way, meant something to you, that you'll consider making a gift in his honor and memory. Lastly, I just want to give out a few awards this evening and recognize our 2020 and our 2021 Loyalty Award recipients. For those of you that don't know what this award is, you can see it here on the screen, but I'll tell you a little bit about it. It was created to recognize alumni who are celebrating milestone reunions and who have made financial gifts to the school for 20 years or more. And today, I'm happy to share that between 2020 and 2021 milestone reunion classes, we have 94 alumni that are being honored. So on behalf of the school, I just want to thank you for your generosity and your support. Your gifts play a role in our success for the day-to-day operations, and we are truly, truly grateful for your supports. I am going to list those that are here this evening with us. You can see there's the full list of 94 folks, but Philip Ballas, class of 1970, Andrew Barr, class of 55 Guppus, Dr. Jennifer Bensi, class of 80, Alicia Bignell, 66 Guppus, Martha Cox, 60 Guppus, Michael Drysdale, class of 1971, Eleanor Durno, class of 55 Guppus, Dr. John Fisher, class of 61 Guppus, Ed Halbert, class of 55 Guppus, Walter Olson, 1971, Hervey Park, 1961 Guppus, Brian Peabody, 1980, Paige Peabody, 1986, Doug Reed, class of 1971, Jane Renaud, who we know is not here, class of Liggett 41, John Renaud, class of 70, Kirk Renaud, class of 1971, Janie Ruther, 55 Guppus, and Warren Watkins, class of 1971. And just like this picture shows, your support keeps us all smiling, even under our masks. So thank you so much. And at this time, I want to introduce our head of school, Bart Bronk, who will share a few words.
Yes, well, good evening. Welcome virtually to our wonderful alumni from Detroit University School and the Liggett School, Grosse Pointe Country Day School, Guppus, and of course, University Liggett School. It's a pleasure to virtually welcome you home. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening and your weekend to join us. While it isn't what we hoped for, it is wonderful to connect in a complex time. It has been a really, really complicated school year. And if you had told me last May when we were recording videos explaining how we couldn't come together for 2020 Alumni Weekend, that we'd be in a similar position in May 2021, I probably would have been stunned. But here we are. And I'm pleased to say that since the first day of school in September, we have offered an in-person learning experience to all of our 641 students if they choose it. It was beautiful to see this community come together after our period of mandated closure last spring and decide that we believed that kids deserved an opportunity to come back to school and that we would do whatever it takes to make that happen. We also decided that if students weren't comfortable coming back to school, we would create a remote pathway so that they could participate in the program via Zoom. And that started on day one in September and has continued through to today with about 4 weeks left to go in this most unusual school year. Now, many of us frame school years, this school year, maybe this time in terms of things we haven't been able to do. Certainly we talk about not being able to gather together for Alumni Weekend. I like to think of all the things we have been able to do, and it's been really remarkable year at school with some of the things we've been able to maintain and continue. Really pleased that we were one of few schools in Michigan to stage not one, but 2 live shows through our Players program. Steel Magnolias, a play in the fall, and Mamma Mia, the musical, for 4 shows in March. Really excited that our athletic programs continued. And in fact, to date, just in this school year, we have won 3 state championships: boys tennis, girls field hockey, and girls hockey, with potentially more to come this spring. Our girls lacrosse team was the Catholic League champion Friday night. Our boys lacrosse team is playing right now for their Catholic League championship. And the baseball team has won 23 straight games and is a favorite to win the state championship. So there's been plenty to celebrate on the athletic fields. Special traditions. As Katie mentioned, we had Ring and Founders Day. After a year away from that tradition, we were able to do it last week outside and honor our juniors and our seniors. Our 6th and 7th graders last week and this week are taking day trips to Pleasant Lake, which some of you may remember as Proud Lake, that outdoor experience that defines so much of the middle school tradition. And so it's so wonderful to stand shoulder to shoulder with colleagues who have just been incredibly creative and incredibly dedicated to making sure our kids didn't miss a beat, to making sure our kids got what they deserved, whether that was a remote pathway to their education or education in person or the traditions the University Liggett School is known for. All of that, the engine of all of that is of course our teachers. I think in any year teachers do really heroic work, but this year it's heroic with a capital H. Our teachers have been brave, our teachers have been resilient, our teachers have been flexible. And what I hear from them when we sit down to check in is that they're so glad for the gift of being here with the kids and understanding what a special gift, and maybe the kids don't get it today, understanding what a special gift we're giving them that maybe years from now they'll reflect on the experience they had this year, which was quite different than the experience many, if not most, other school-age children had in the United States. So here's a video to talk a little bit more about what went into making this happen from the folks that did it themselves. And so go ahead and play the video.
I'm Rachel Anderbeck, Director of Medical Services, better known as Nurse Rachel. I've been a nurse for 10 years prior to coming to Liggett, and this is my 2nd school year being here. I realize I haven't had a normal spring yet at Liggett. Some of the things that we've been doing that have been successful in keeping everyone safe and healthy include strict mask wearing, social distancing as much as possible. We have logos and shields that we've spaced out all over the hallways, as well as plexiglass in almost all the classrooms, improved air filtration, including HEPA and MERV filters. We've also utilized a lot of spaces that weren't classrooms before and made outdoor spaces into classrooms as well. When the back to school plan came out this summer, summer. We were very lucky to have the resources available to us to put that plan into place in an expedient manner and be ready for our start in September. And we couldn't have done it without the help of the community.
Despite the challenges, I think this has been a year of growth for me as a teacher and for my co-teacher and I together, and even our class. But I feel so very blessed that our school has worked extremely hard to keep us in session. I love coming to school every day, and my students love coming to school every day. Being together is so valuable because it gives the children an opportunity to learn to be a friend. Children can't have a friend if they haven't learned how to be a friend. And so being in session, being in the classroom, coming to school every day, being part of group activities, whether they be large group or small group, gives these children tremendous opportunities to make friends, get along, solve problems. I just would like to thank the entire Liggett community for keeping us here, for doing your part, no matter how large, how small, for giving us an opportunity to stay in school, to be together, even if it is 6 feet apart.
And if I could sort of reemphasize that point, I think one of the things that propelled us through this experience, and I do believe we are on the other side. The numbers look great in Michigan. The mask mandate is changing as we speak, and we have 4 weeks to go before a well-deserved summer, and I hope a year that looks a whole lot more normal than not. One of the things that really propelled us, one of the things that was an anchor for us, one of the things that was a bedrock was when we identified what needed to be done. We had the resources available to do it. And I mean that in a couple ways. Certainly, I mean the financial resources. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars above and beyond our normal expenses to get ready to bring kids back to school this year. And to be in a community of incredible support from our parents, from our major donors, from our wonderful alumni, provides us those resources that we could be nimble and flexible. But in some ways, an even more important resource was the knowledge and the confidence that this institution has a really long history, including some really challenging times, and has a history of incredible people, many of whom are on this call, who have faced those challenging times with innovation, with pluck, with creativity. And so we knew that we've done it in the past and we knew we could do it today. And so thank you for being that example. It really did make a difference for us in our belief that we could carry out a really extraordinary year.
Thank you, Bart. Appreciate that. I like that video clip. It sort of just gives the story of
Love it.
what it took to get the school year up and running. So, but without further ado, it's time for me to announce the School Spirit Award winner.
Holy crap.
Now, did anyone wear their school spirit? No? If anyone has anything they've worn out that they've got on that's special, you can unmute yourself and show me. I think we might
I
be the only
cannot.
ones here. Oops, somebody's.
I don't know if you can see me, but I've
Where
got my
are you?
ring on.
Well, where
Oh my freaking God.
is that you, Sue? Who's got their ring on?
Holy
I
crap.
do. Tina Coates,
All right, wait a minute. I'm finding you
Tina
on the side.
Gardner Coates.
There it is.
I don't know if you can see me because I can't find me.
Well, I can hear you,
Okay,
but
Good.
if you are the only one, you're gonna end up being our very big winner today.
oh, shouldn't be.
Well, Jim Perry has a jersey. Let's
Okay.
can we see him?
I'm Mark Shea.
I'm totally out of this thing.
Where's Jim Perry's jersey?
Mother of God.
This was my jersey when we played football in 1969. And I have my ring. I have my class ring right here.
Hey, Jim, does it still fit?
Yeah.
You should be proud, man.
Don't forget though, Chris, when I used to wear it, I had shoulder pads under it.
Well, I will tell you that I think I might have to give Jim Perry might have edged you out. You might get a special runner-up award for wearing your ring, because I'm sure it's beautiful and I love that you have it. I know those Guppus rings, especially, and the Liggett rings, they were all so pretty. Just so you know, we do give away rings, as we mentioned. So that's a tradition that carries on to this day. So I think I'm gonna call it right now. That's my right as the alumni office here. I'm gonna go with Jim Perry, number 1, and I'm gonna go with Tina Coates, number 2, right? Congratulations. So you've won glory and some alumni swag. And I also want to give one quick honorable mention to my good pal, Mike Drysdale. He is my virtual reunion hero this year, because he showed up on our doorstep here with a bag of the most amazing photos on a hard drive too, which was even extra helpful, of his 4 years here. He was in charge of the yearbook back then. And that was not only very helpful, but it was just wonderful to look through all those photos. So thank you for doing that and being, very helpful in that regard. It helped us put our,
This is what I've got to do.
and it was great. So, okay. So now we're going to shift back to Bart, and he's going to do a cheer to everyone for
I'm not doing this right.
safer year to come. And Bart, I'm going to go ahead and let you take it over there from here. But I just want to say, as part of our Tipsy Night cocktail, we use this implement, which is a lime squeezer. Maybe you've seen these over the years. Sandy, class of Guppus 1960 on a reunion year, I might add. I don't know if he's on this call. I don't think he is. He was in charge for importing this little handy device to the US. He went down to Mexico and got in touch with Sonoma, and he brought this to the US. So if you see these in your grocery store, you've got a Guppus grad to thank. So anyway, without further ado, Bart, you take it over.
Yeah, I'll just raise my glass, my coffee cup, in honor of the incredible people, past and present, who are University Liggett School and our predecessor schools, who are our legacy. Here's to a better, safer year to come. Here's to a May 2022 in which we can gather together. And here's to the health, the safety, and the education of our entire community. Cheers.
Cheers.